After nearly 24 hours of deliberation, the jury has reached a verdict in this federal corruption trial. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Davis. The verdict, guilty on most counts for Glen Casada and all counts for Cade Cothran. Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Casada? Glen Casada and his wife regained their composure outside of the courthouse, but at times both were emotional inside the courtroom. Former Tennessee House Speaker Glen Casada was found guilty on 17 of his 19 charges, which included conspiracy, fraud, bribery, and money laundering.
We're disappointed in the verdict, and there will be an appeal. We look forward to continuing on with the process.
Cade Cothran, Casada's former chief of staff and the man who took the fake name Matthew Phoenix in the scheme to obtain state mailing contracts, was found guilty on all 19 counts.
We thank the jury for their time, and we look forward to filing our post-trial motions and our appeal.
Cothran appeared initially willing to do an interview with us after the verdict as they walked away from the courthouse. Okay, anything you'd like to say?
No. Thank you.
Elected leaders and their staffs should perform honest services for the citizens that they serve.
It brings to a close 4 years of investigating and 3 years of preparing for trial. But not all of our questions were ultimately answered. The prosecution had little to say about why current House Speaker Cameron Sexton was anticipated to testify for the federal government, but wasn't called.
We put on the witnesses and the evidence that we thought was necessary to prove our case beyond a reasonable doubt.
And then there's Robin Smith, the third conspirator who took a plea deal.
Will you advocate for a lesser sentence for her?
I mean, I think what is most important is that the jury, by their verdict, found her to be a credible witness. They obviously listened very intently to her testimony, and what she described is what the jury found the defendants guilty of doing, which is defrauding the people of the state of Tennessee.
How long Smith serves in federal prison, now like convicted felons Glen Casada and Cade Cothran, are all up to the judge in this case. Judge Eli Richardson ultimately decided to let both defendants go home and spend about 120 days with their families until they have to come back here to the federal courthouse for their sentencing hearing. Chris Davis, News Channel 5.